Have you ever felt like you're giving your all just to be noticed, loved, or accepted? And still, it's not enough. You're not alone. In today's world, many of us fall into the trap of begging for love, attention, or validation from people who were never meant to define our worth. But Islam teaches a better way, a way where you don't have to chase what's meant to come naturally. When your heart is aligned with your Creator, love begins to flow without desperation. Respect finds you. Peace surrounds you. And most importantly, you stop settling for less than you deserve. In this video, we'll explore 7 powerful Islamic principles that will help you rise above emotional dependence and never feel the need to beg for love again. These are not just tips. They're life-changing shifts, rooted in faith, self-respect, and divine wisdom. 1. Strengthen your connection with Allah. The foundation of self-worth and emotional strength in Islam begins with building a deep, personal connection with Allah. When your heart is attached to the Creator, you no longer feel the desperate need for validation from creation. Allah is Al-Wadud, the most loving, and His love is pure, constant, and never based on conditions like appearance or status. By turning to Him through regular prayer, sincere dhikr, and reciting the Qur'an with reflection, you begin to fill the emptiness many try to satisfy through others. When you prioritize your relationship with Allah, you feel content even in solitude. You stop fearing rejection because you know that your value doesn't decrease if someone else fails to see it. This inner peace radiates outward, and people naturally respect those who walk with purpose and confidence grounded in faith. The more you trust Allah with your heart, the less you seek love in the wrong places. Love given by people is temporary, but love rooted in Allah's pleasure brings true peace. Remember, when Allah is enough for you, you won't beg for space in anyone's heart, because your heart already belongs to the one who created it. 2. Know your worth through the Qur'an and Sunnah. Many people struggle with self-worth because they measure their value by worldly standards, looks, status, or how much attention they receive. But Islam teaches us that our true worth is defined by our character, intentions, and relationship with Allah. The Qur'an reminds us that, indeed, the most honored of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous of you. Qur'an 49:13. This means that your value is not based on how others see you, but on how Allah sees you. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, through his actions and words, showed us that dignity, humility, and sincerity are what elevate a person in the eyes of Allah and creation. When you study the lives of righteous believers and the teachings of the Prophet ﷺ, you begin to internalize what truly makes a person beautiful in Islam. You don't need to change yourself to earn someone's love. When you understand your worth through the Qur'an and Sunnah, you carry yourself with quiet confidence and self-respect. This energy is naturally attractive to the right people, those who appreciate you for your faith and values, not superficial traits. Knowing your Islamic worth protects you from ever needing to beg for love. 3. Lower your expectations from people. Raise them from Allah. One of the most common sources of heartbreak is expecting too much from people. We often hope others will always understand us, love us unconditionally, or never disappoint us. But in reality, human beings are limited, imperfect, and often struggling themselves. Islam teaches us to have good character and treat people kindly, but not to place our emotional dependence on them. Instead, shift your expectations toward Allah, the one who never forgets, never fails, and always responds. When you rely on people for your happiness, you set yourself up for disappointment. But when you rely on Allah for comfort, strength, and emotional stability, you become resilient in the face of rejection or loss. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "Whoever puts his trust in Allah, He will suffice him." Qur'an 65:3. This mindset transforms your relationships. You no longer feel the need to force love or chase attention. You give love freely for the sake of Allah, but your heart remains anchored to Him, not to people's responses. When your emotional expectations are from Allah alone, you gain freedom because you no longer live in fear of losing someone's affection. Allah becomes enough, and everything else becomes a blessing, not a necessity. Practice sabr, patience. What's meant for you will come. In moments of emotional longing, it's easy to feel like you're missing out, especially when you see others in relationships or being loved openly. But Islam teaches us that sabr, patience, is not passive waiting. It's active trust in Allah's perfect timing. When something is written for you by Allah, no force on earth can take it away. And when something isn't meant for you, no amount of begging, chasing, or compromising will make it stay. Practicing sabr builds emotional strength. It teaches you to stay grounded and not act out of desperation or fear of being alone. You begin to trust that the delay is not a denial, but a part of a better plan, one that protects you from harm and brings you what's best, not just what you desire. Patience also refines your character. You grow in maturity, clarity, and faith. Instead of rushing into relationships that don't align with your values, you wait for the one who's destined for you, someone who is drawn to your light, not your effort to be noticed. By practicing sabr, you stop begging for love. You simply prepare yourself and wait with dignity, because you believe what's truly yours will find you. 5. Surround yourself with righteous company. The people you spend time with shape your mindset, self-worth, and emotional health more than you may realize. In Islam, the importance of good companionship is emphasized repeatedly. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "A person is upon the religion of his close friend, so let one of you look at whom he befriends." Tirmidhi. This means your friends and close circle can either uplift you or slowly damage your self-esteem and values. When you surround yourself with righteous company, those who remind you of Allah, encourage you to grow, and respect your boundaries, you naturally develop a stronger sense of identity. You begin to realize that you don't need to beg for love, because real friends and companions love you for who you are, not what you can offer them. Righteous people help you keep your heart focused, especially during times of emotional weakness. They advise you sincerely, pray for you, and walk with you through your journey without expecting perfection. When your environment is filled with people of faith and sincerity, you stop feeling like you have to prove your worth to be loved. Being around the right people trains your heart to expect love that is pure, respectful, and free from desperation. 6. Make sincere dua for the right relationships. One of the most powerful tools a believer has is dua, sincere, heartfelt supplication to Allah. When you feel emotionally lost, unseen, or unloved, it's easy to turn to people for comfort. But in Islam, we're taught to turn first to Allah, the one who knows our hearts even before we speak. Making dua for the right relationships is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of wisdom and faith. Instead of chasing after people who may not be good for you, pour your heart out to the one who created you. Ask Allah to bring people into your life who will guide you closer to Him, who will value your soul over your image, and who will love you with sincerity and respect. Pray not just for love, but for companionship that is rooted in faith, patience, and purpose. Dua strengthens your hope and gives you clarity. It reminds you that you are never truly alone. Your voice is always heard by the most merciful. When you make dua with conviction and trust, you no longer feel the urge to beg for love from others. You wait, with a peaceful heart, for the love that is written for you by the one who loves you most. 7. Focus on becoming, not chasing. In a world that constantly pressures us to seek attention and validation, Islam offers a different approach. Focus on who you are becoming, not who you're trying to attract. When you spend your energy chasing love or trying to impress others, you often lose sight of your own growth, values, and purpose. But when you shift your focus inward toward becoming a person of character, sincerity, and faith, everything else begins to align naturally. Islam teaches us to perfect our intentions and actions for the sake of Allah. When you work on your character, strive to improve your connection with your Creator, and develop your inner strength, you become someone who attracts the right kind of people effortlessly. You no longer need to chase, because your presence carries value rooted in purpose. This mindset also helps you protect your dignity. Instead of feeling rejected when someone doesn't notice or choose you, you remain focused on your journey. You understand that the right hearts are drawn to substance, not noise. By becoming someone of depth, peace, and principle, you allow love, respect, and companionship to find you, not because you begged for it, but because you are becoming the kind of person it naturally seeks. Thank you for watching and taking these important steps toward loving yourself the way Allah loves you. Remember, when you build your connection with Allah and follow these principles, love and respect will come naturally. No begging needed. May Allah bless your heart with peace, strength, and sincere relationships. If this video inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe to Inner Deen for more uplifting content. Before you go, I invite you to comment below with this prayer. O Allah, guide me to what pleases you and grant me love that brings me closer to you. Stay strong and stay blessed.